Some people be discouraged by other people's success. You have people like me who's motivated by other people's success.
Good morning, world, and thank you for tuning in to Always Be Your Own Motivation. I would like to welcome you back to another episode of Learning New Words Weekly. So, today we will be learning these 7 new words: synopsize, laudable, thrall, accreditation, rafacimento, osmos, and effectuate. Along with learning these new words, we will also learn some history about the word as well as learning how to use this word in a sentence and while speaking with other people. This session is available on all major podcasting platforms as an audio segment, and it's also available in a video version on Spotify and YouTube. So be sure to check it out. And if not, just be sure to follow along. But be prepared with either a pen and a notepad. You can also use the Notes app on your phone or just using your mental word bank if you got it like that. But let's get right into today's session. So, we will be learning about the word synopsize, of which this word is used as a verb and it was originated in American English in the 19th century. Synopsize means to give a brief summary or general survey of something. So, this word pretty much is another way to describe giving a summary or a survey of some sort. Pretty simple. Let's hear a bit of history to hear where this word was created from. The verb synopsize is an American addition to English, formed out of the noun synopsis. That word entered English in the 17th century from the Latin word synopsis and the Greek word synopsis, both meaning whole view. In the 19th century, American speakers added the suffix ize or eyes, making a verb of the noun. And please do excuse my Latin or my Greek if I mispronounced either of those words. Did you know that students around the world have taken advantage of Cliff Notes, which synopsize literary works into easy to digest summaries and study guides? But the business model was started in 1948 with Coles Notes, produced by Canadian bookstore Coles. In 1958, Nebraskan Clifton Hillglass licensed the U.S. rights to the idea and launched Cliff Notes, synopsizing in simple language 16 Shakespearean plays before going on to synopsize hundreds of works of literature and academic subjects. Today, Cliff Notes has been challenged by the rise of websites that offer free versions of similar services. Now, that was an interesting fun fact to learn because a lot of companies are facing that same issue of competing with other companies based off of who has the best product for the best price. And then are also facing that some companies are actually offering that product for free. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right. So, we know the definition of the word synopsize is to give a brief summary or general survey of something. So let's keep that in mind when we move on to our first exercise. So, for those of you that are viewing this video on either Spotify or YouTube, you will see a question with a multiple choice answer on the next screen. And if you're unable to view the video, just be sure to follow along as we will read the sentences and go over our answers right after. But for this exercise, there will be 3 sentences displayed. Be sure to select the 2 sentences that use the word synopsize correctly. We'll take a 30-second music break to complete this task, and we'll resume and share our answers right after this. And we are back. So, how do you think you did? Yes, once again, I'm pretty sure you got them all correct. So, the exercise is to select the 2 sentences that use the word synopsize correctly. A, I find it difficult to synopsize movies when people ask me. B, All of Tim's pets make distinct synopsized sounds. And C. Sydney used the commercial breaks of the Dodgers game to synopsize the at bats for her husband, who was grilling dinner outside. Now, this is a bit of a tough one, but what we can do is look at the context clues to see which sentence would be the incorrect one and which sentences would be the correct ones. And context clues are the words that surround the word we're learning about. So, if we know that the word synopsize means to give a brief summary, let's take a look at the first sentence. I find it difficult to synopsize movies when people ask me. So, let's replace the word synopsize with the definition to give a brief summary, and let's see if that would work. I find it difficult to give a brief summary of movies when people ask me. Does that sound like it works? It possibly could. Let's do the same with the next sentence. All of Tim's pets make distinct synopsized sounds. Let's replace the word synopsize with the definition to give a brief summary. All of Tim's pets make distinct brief summary sounds or general survey sounds. Does that sound like it fits? It could possibly, but let's go ahead and take a look at the last sentence. Sydney used the commercial breaks of the Dodgers game to synopsize the at bats for her husband, who was grilling dinner outside. Once again, let's replace the word synopsize with the definition. Sydney used the commercial breaks of the Dodgers game to give a general survey or brief summary of the at bats for her husband, who was grilling dinner outside. Do you think that fits? I feel like it just may fit. All right, so let's go ahead and see how you did. So, out of these three sentences, which sentence did you select to be the incorrect one, and which two sentences did you select to be the correct ones? If you did decide on letters A and C, then you are correct, as both of these sentences use the word synopsize correctly. Now, B actually came pretty close to actually using this word correctly, but the fact that the definition of the word did not go with the rest of the sentence. And that was an example of using the context clues. Because if the definition of synopsize is to give a general description or a brief summary, not many pets could give you a general survey or a brief description of the sounds that they make, right? Yes. So, pat on the back if you did get letters A and C. And if you did choose letter B, just once again, be sure to check your context clues and also use the definition in place of the word. All right, let's go ahead and keep it moving to the next exercise, which is another question with multiple choice answers. But instead of sentences, we'll be focusing on the definition. So, the synopsize mean A, make or become accustomed or used to. B, a soft, boggy area of land that gives way underfoot. Or C, to give a brief summary or a general survey of something. Now, I feel like we just learned this word and we said this definition a few different times. So I feel like you all should get this correct. So if you did select letter C, then you are correct, as synopsize means to give a brief summary or a general survey of something. Yes, yes, yes. All right. And last but not least, our last exercise for learning this word synopsize is to create our own sentences using this word. So now that we know what this word means, we now have to figure out how to use it in a correct way. So keep in mind that this word is a verb, and our sentences should describe an action, occurrence, or state of being, like running, dancing, jumping, or even thinking. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and give it a try. And remember, you can always use the definition in place of the word to make sure you are using it correctly. Let's take about a 25-second music break, and then we will share our examples when we come right back. right, all right. And what did you come up with? So, my example of using this word synopsize in a sentence is Sheila synopsized the pleasant experience she had at a particular restaurant on social media. And let's see if it works. So, I'm going to actually go ahead and put the definition in place of the word. Sheila gave a brief summary or general survey of the pleasant experience she had at a particular restaurant on social media. Yes, 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 because we use this word as a verb and we also put the definition in place of the word because Sheila gave a brief summary or general survey of her experience at a restaurant and she did so on social media. So, what did you come up with? You can always share your examples with me on social media at Always Be Your Own Motivation, as well as leaving a voice comment by clicking on the link that's located right below this segment. If you did enjoy learning a new word today and you're interested in learning even more, be sure to hit that subscribe button and tell a friend to tell a friend that you are your own motivation and have expanded your vocabulary today. But be sure to add this word synopsize to your word bank. And as always, try to spread a little knowledge and let the next know about the new word you learned